So divine love is a love that it's seen everywhere, within everything, beyond everything, in everyone, beyond everyone. It is a love, the light of divine that has been forgotten in our civilization. It has been forgotten and overlooked. And this is the biggest cry I see in our humanity. We're crying for love, we're crying to be seen, we're crying to be acknowledged. We want love, we expect love. And you know, all the conditionings around this great wound that humanity suffers from. The great wound of all is this wound of believing we are separate from divine nature, because we have simply forgotten how it is to live as a divine being. We have simply forgotten how it feels like to be always in union with God inside. So thus we experienced a lot of pain as humanity. A lot of pain is experienced through various ways, various branches, so to speak. But yet in the core of it all, it's the biggest wound of experiencing the separation from the oneness with God itself. That in essence is the wound, the biggest wound of all. So for us to remember the divine nature within, we undergo various practices of self-inquiry or else devotional practices. And we learn ways how to surrender the ego I. And we keep practicing that so that the ego I will not obstruct the divine nature within. The ego I creates the experience of separation on all levels, in all degrees. No matter how gross or subtle the ego I is, we are bound to experience suffering. So for us to go beyond this sense of I, which is the core wound of separation, it's that separates us to believe we are somebody else, something else, or the fragmented self, or the one that suffers, the one that has had traumas. We may identify with various identities of the separated self. But yet, today we meet once again to remind ourselves of our true nature. The nature that is beyond birth, beyond death. It's the nature that is always in bliss, in union, in love with God. There is nothing in this world that will fulfill that. Nothing. There's nothing in your 5 senses that will give you that. greatest fulfillment, to reunite in union with the absolute self, is to realize your God's nature within. And for that, what we can do is surrender that which obstructs it. So for this divine love transmission, I invite you to be very receptive, very open, not expecting much, not expecting anything, because that too will be in the way. The intention of today's transmission is to bring down this nature, this light of divine, so that it can pierce, it can immerse, it can be received through your vehicles of consciousness, from above to below, and so that you can start to refamiliarize yourself with how it is to be back home, to the true home. The true home begins in the regions of divine. Some may be aware of the region of Satlok. It is the home of the soul. It is your home. It is the eternal home of eternal bliss, an emanation of the light of God. It is beyond of what we know of this world or of this universe. It is beyond all universes, because all universes are of cyclical nature. They have been born, they are being sustained, and they will eventually perish too. But your divine true home is unperishable, and that is your birthright to liberate your soul from karmas, from attachments, from all desires and illusions, so that you too can return to your true home where you belong to be. In oneness with God, in oneness as divine nature, as yourself. So this process is an unwinding process. We are not adding more information. These words I'm saying are not important at all. It is not for you to remember what I'm saying or even to believe of what I'm saying. But I'm here to simply illuminate and enlighten the path back to your home. Ultimately, it is your responsibility to realize who you are. Nobody else can do that for you. You can be helped and guided and shown through the navigation, but ultimately you are the one to verify this to yourself, and no one else can do that but you. Today, we also have another intention to invite the presence of the great Divine Mother, Anandamayi Ma, that through these divine love transmissions, she herself shows me that she wants to come through to meet with you. For some, Anandamayi Ma may be new, and for others, we got to know who she is through these divine love transmissions. She's a great Divine Mother with a big, big heart. And if for you at this time may not be easy to devote yourself to the formless God in you, then here's where such a being like Anandamayi Ma comes through to feel her presence, as her presence is felt just as much as you and I are here alive in this body. Her presence is the same aliveness. With our intention, we invoke her to join into this meeting so that she can support you, overlight you on your path. For the ones who are ready, Anandamayi Ma, she comes through in her ways. She touches your heart and soul and shows you how to truly surrender all that is in your way. All your doubts and uncertainties, the unconsciousness, anything that obstructs the divine nature in you, she is here unconditionally to support you in doing that. For others, if you experience some challenging feelings or energies, undergoing some great challenge in your life, during the meditation, you can also, first of all, be honest with yourself. Do not escape what is already here. Do not try to escape it or hide it, so to speak. But once we are absolutely honest, so sincere within ourselves of what is here, hindering, capturing our focus and attention, distracting us from being this divine, beautiful, bright being that you are, then you can give up your suffering, however that may look. You can give it up and give it to Anandamayi Ma. It's like giving up your identities, giving up yourself, because what you believe that you are, what you identify with, it's so ingrained. It's who you think you are. So it's not as easy to truly surrender ourselves in its totality. But when we give it up, then we find out what's there beyond our identities. That some we savor because we found some comfort in some certain higher spiritual qualities. But qualities is not your nature either. You are not a quality. You are way more than that. So wherever you are, if you are only willing to give it up, just for the sake of giving it up, that is how we unravel the deeper truth. And with the support of Anandamayi Ma and maybe other beings that you feel very connected with, other masters and teachers of your own lineage, they too will join in and support in the highest, best of ways. This is not about me or you or this way or that way. We have one intention alone. The intention is for you to remember your divine nature,